Hi there. Hi, Chloe from Live Well BANES. We are part of the local authority, but we're a standalone website providing information and signposting to services in BANES. We cover children and families, so that's all Ofsted registered childcare in BANES is listed on Live Well, but also a lot of parenting support and parenting family activities listed. That's our one section. We're also the BANES Send local offer, so that's all information and signposting for any young person up to 25 with a special educational need. And our final section covers information and signposting for any adult with a care or support need. So that could be for older people, for people with mental health issues, people with drug and alcohol issues, could be for anyone with particular physical disabilities. It covers a huge range. So we've got about 700 listings on the site and about 200 information pages. So there's a lot on there. I'd encourage you all to have a look at Live Well BANES. You should all, as individual organisations and services, be listed on Live Well. And if you're not, please get in touch with us. Easiest way to do that is to go on the website and use our contact us form. If you are listed, I'd encourage you to look at your listing and just check that it is up to date. But mainly just have an explore because there's so much on there, and you could all be using it with this, the people that you're supporting to help them to find other information and activities and things that are available in BANES.
Thanks, Leanne. I'm right in saying that when people are registered, they can go on and they have a bit of a self-service ability to.
Yeah, the way it works is that services are responsible for their own listings largely. So they're responsible for registering their service and then also keeping it updated. We do provide prompts to do that. We can help though if anyone's struggling or not sure how to get registered. We're here to help with that. But it is basically, yes, it functions as a self-service platform.
Perfect. Lovely. Thank you very much. Lovely. I'm going to come to Sam from Grow for Life. Hi, Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam. I work for Grow for Life. We are a social and therapeutic horticulture charity. We work in Bath, but are expanding out towards Wiltshire and other local areas. We work with those who are struggling with their mental health, feelings of isolation, or low self-confidence. And our vision is to see those people restored to live life to the full. Our purpose in that is to nurture people so that they flourish. And we do that by inviting people into the garden to create some connections with one another and to use gardening as an opportunity to grow in confidence. At the minute, our big thing is we're trying to increase our referrals. We want to support more people. And so we are expanding our group provision because we have recognised that not everyone can make the days that we currently have provision on. So we are looking to grow in our days across the week. And we are also expanding into Wiltshire with a partnership with Dorothy House, which is really exciting to work at their Winsley site and to work with their team to support some of the people who work with them, some of the families and other relatives. We also have an Apple Day coming up, which we're really excited about on the 18th of October from 10 till 2. There's far more information on our website than I can share right now, but we'd love to invite anyone who is thinking about referring to us to come and see what it's like. We always think that's one of the best ways to understand what you're talking about is to come and see it yourself, to come and experience it. So we've been really encouraged this year by the way that we've seen people sort of grow and work through our different programs. We have 3 at the minute across the week. On a Tuesday, a very introductory herbs and nature course run at the Urban Garden, all about getting people involved and started. And then a more sort of out and about group that ventures into different host gardens on a Wednesday that is more looking at employment and growing in skills and other volunteering opportunities across the city. And then our Thursday social and therapeutic horticulture group, which is based in our walled garden, which we call home base for now in Newton St Low. That's about it.
Thanks, Sam. I'd like to say, Sam, if you've got any information that you want us to share with our wider audience. I mean, Alison, who's my colleague, does an interagency bulletin, which kind of provides fantastic array of information to people, and that goes for anyone on the call. If you've got things that you'd like to follow up with us on, we can include information within that bulletin that goes out to, I think there's about 1,000 people now signed up to that bulletin, so it reaches a broad range of people across the areas. And if there's like a specific event that you want promoting, again, either send it through to myself or Alison Wells, and we can make sure that we promote that for you.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks, Sam. I've got Tony on my screen next. Hello, Tony.
Hello. So I'm one of the project managers for 3SG. So we are the local infrastructure organisation, just in case you don't know. So we essentially are a charity that supports charities. I lead on the volunteering network. I deliver our neurodiversity training, manage our general events that we run throughout the year, and help with all the networks. So we've got Aging Well Network coming up on Thursday. And we're generally gearing up. We've had a few events, quite a lot of events recently. So now we're kind of in full swing preparing for the volunteer fair, which is on the 17th of October. So whether you've got a stall or not, it is definitely worth coming and having a look and having a chat. We've got 43 charity stalls exhibiting there, but we also have 4 workshops running throughout the day, which will be taking place upstairs, all free to attend. You don't need to book, just turn up. So we've got one about corporate partnerships, and about best practice in that sense. So we've got speakers on both sides to help you navigate that conversation. We've got talks on youth volunteering and how to get more involved, get the younger generation involved in volunteering, but also then thinking about the additional work that can also sometimes entail, because you do have to jump through some extra hoops for that. But it's about talking about the pros and the cons and having an open conversation about that. Then we've got inclusive and flexible volunteering, because as we know, volunteering has declined since COVID, but we are slowly getting back up there. But I think the biggest change that we're seeing is that we need more flexibility and more inclusive roles. And actually, we need to make sure that the volunteers that are serving are reflective of the community that we're serving. So we need to make sure that we are being as open as we possibly can in that sense. So there's a whole theme around that. So we've got a few speakers from the University of Bath that are joining us for that one as well, because we are trying to get more students involved this year as well. So I'll be at the Freshers' Fair on Friday, trying to get more student uptake and visitors through the doors on the 17th. So that's going to be a full-on day. And then our fourth and final workshop will be around tech and AI and technology, and how it can help support us within our charity organisations and our volunteering roles. So they are really great. And then after the volunteer fair as well, we're having an after party, which is essentially a space for business charity networking. So we've got that from 3:30 till 5. Again, just making sure that there's more opportunities for our charity organisations to connect with local businesses, and further opportunities, and to create those lasting relationships, which is what Meet Your Match was all about, which we did last week. So yes, and then it'll be Christmas before we know it. Sorry, guys, I had to say it. So I'm very much in full swing of trying to plan our Christmas members social as well. So it's I think I'm well into 2026 already.
You sound very busy, Tony.
Always.
There was one thing I was just going to ask about, was the because you're relaunching the wellbeing courses as well now, aren't you, as an organisation? And I think that website is it live yet at all, the information?
I believe I've got the date written down. Bear with me.
Yeah,
So
sure.
if you've got any information or any courses that you want adding, Paula is the person you'd like to speak to. She is very lovely. The official launch date is the 6th of October. But she is very busy adding the opportunities that she knows are available at the moment. But do get in touch with her. So she's paula@3sg.org.uk. And yes, it will officially launch on the 6th of October. The website is there. You can see what's going on, but officially everything is back in action then. But also, alongside the volunteer fair, we will have some taster sessions of the wellbeing courses going on upstairs. So it's always worth popping in and seeing how that might look and having a chat with Paula about if there's anything you think that we can incorporate in, or if you think there's something we're missing. We'd love to hear about it. So do reach out to her, come and visit us at the volunteer fair, and do keep an eye on the website.
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, I've done a couple of events with Paula recently, and I've seen the list is ever growing, and the opportunities. Some of them are free of charge, some of them there's a small fee for, but you know, a real variety of things for people to get involved with, which it's great to see it back, and it's great to see that kind of it's coming back with a bit of a bang, really. So thank you for that. Excellent.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I
Thank
can
you,
share
Tony.
the like a flyer that I've got if that's helpful afterwards as well.
Brilliant. That'll be lovely. Thank you so much. Lovely. I've got Jamie Geddes next. Hello, Jamie.
Hi there, bear with me. Technical. There we go. Hi, I'm Jamie.
Hi
I'm
there,
from
Jamie.
Avon Fire and Rescue Service. We don't have quite as many interesting events as other people do, but we are available to join you if so required. We do have our home fire safety and business fire safety teams who are always happy to join events and be available to talk about safety. One of the big campaigns at the moment is water safety, with the Freshers Fair coming up. Freshers Week and all of that going on at the moment. Advising younger people that when they go out drinking, please don't go in the water, particularly appropriate around Bath. We've got a few events coming up during Black History Month, but lots of us are available for any event that you may have, so please get in touch.
That's great, Jamie. And I know that the council has been working with some of your officers in the past with in Bath. Now we are running, as part of our Connecting Communities programme, community conversations, and you're always welcome to come and join us for those. We are just finishing the last round of dates off at the moment, but we are then looking for a whole bunch of events for the new year for ward areas that haven't been covered yet. So I know one of your officers did join us for some of the early ones, and would be keen to continue that relationship moving forward.
Absolutely. Well, I'll put my my email in the chat so anybody can get in touch, and I can put you in touch with the right team.
Perfect. Thank you. Lovely. I've got Angela Ems next. Hello, Angela.
Hello, everyone. I'm Angela from Quartet Community Foundation. I'm a philanthropy manager. And for those of you that don't know about Quartet, we are a grant-making organisation that's place-based within our community, which is Bristol, BANES, North Somerset and South Gloucestershire, with the majority of our funding going to small grassroots charitable organisations with income under £500,000. We also, but it's not Quartet's money, it's our fund holders' money. So I work with individuals, companies, charitable trusts, place their funds with us so that we can make grants on their behalf or with their sort of knowledge, and we provide a sort of a philanthropy advice service to them. The other string to our bow is that we also have a pro bono support brokerage service where my colleague John matches charitable organisations with companies who can provide support along the lines of, it could be help with marketing, it could be legal advice, basically making the most of those skills that organisations have, rather than coming in and painting walls, which there's only so many walls you can have painted as an organisation. But actually, that if you're having to move premises, where we've given quite a few organisations and BANES help and assistance, having someone look through your heads of terms, and that can be actually a huge money saver and provide you some vital advice. Other things that we've got coming up are, we work with Bath and West Community Energy Fund. We are to the administration of their grant making. So subject to a vote from their members at the end of the month, we are hoping to open a grants programme for organisations looking to preferably address fuel poverty, but in a low carbon way. But it could also be about reducing energy and carbon usage through in low carbon ways. So the details are already available on our website, and that programme opens for applications from the 1st of October until the 30th of October. So it's quite a short time frame that it's open this year. But please pass that on to anyone that might be interested. And something that's not done by Quartet, but we have a good relationship with the Somerset Lieutenancy, who are involved with the King's Award for Voluntary Services. So if you know of any groups that are volunteer-led, and that doesn't include their board of trustees, that includes where the management decisions are made, they've been going for over 3 years and they're providing an exceptional service, then this is a chance for them to get sort of the MBE for charities. It's part of the King's Birthday Honours, and it's open for nominations at the moment between now until the 1st of December, and it has to be somebody who knows the group well but isn't actually a member of their management committee who puts in the nominations, and they need 2 letters of recommendation. In my experience, I would say those letters that come from service users are much more powerful than getting a dignitary who knows you but isn't actually personally impacted by your work in the same way. It's a lot more powerful, that process. So it would be great to see some more nominations from BANES going through to the service. We had Share and Repair were successful 2 years ago. This year, Dom Chambers, Sound and Vision down in Bradstock, the community radio service that they provide and the work that they do with children and young people, that also succeeded in getting an award. I know there are 1 or 2 organisations in the running for this year, but we certainly, compared to the rest of Somerset, and it does go under the whole historic county, we definitely are pushing way below our weight for the number of applications that we have coming in from our area. So, and the applications that groups that you could give a push that you think are doing exceptional work, please do so and encourage them to get a nomination in, and I'll put the link in for how you go through that.
Is there a deadline on that, Angela, at all? When
I think people... it's the 1st of December, and it's quite a long process.
I believe so,
yeah, it's 1st of December, and I think it's until and it's almost 18 months until the award gets announced, because it'll be, whilst it has to be in by 1st of December this year, it would be the King's birthday in November next year that they would get the whether or not they've been successful. But any groups that get shortlisted get invited to sort of afternoon tea at the Bath and West show, and can bring a few of their volunteers along to that. And those that are actually successful in being nominated and receiving a nomination also can send 2 people along to a garden party at Buckingham Palace in the following year as well. So it is quite a prestigious honour, and those of you that walk past Share and Repair will have seen that they had their award in the window, so they were very proud of what they'd achieved. And I think Mentoring Plus got it a couple of years ago as well, in terms of other BANES organisations.
Yeah, it's great to hear that local organisations have actually had some recognition, which is brilliant to hear. Are there any of your grant programmes that you are particularly looking for people to apply for at the moment? Is there any themes or any of the schemes which are sort of underrepresented at the moment in terms of applications? That's normally unusual, I know, but I just thought I would ask, just in case there is anything that you're looking to promote at the moment.
It's not a problem we're having at the moment, I would say. If anything,
I thought not.
If anything, I think because the groups are seeing rising demand and needs and costs, and therefore more and more groups are having to come to us to try and get more funding. What we are trying to do is increase our transparency about our grants programmes. So now I'll tell you what the success rate was from the previous grants programme. So I think with BWCE last year, we were looking at about 40% were either funded or fully funded through applications that we received. Some are as low as like could be as low as 30%. Our Express program used to be about 80, and now it's about 60. So that's just kind of a sort of just show of just how the demand is growing. And I know that there are other funders that have been rethinking their funding and a bit at the moment. So there have been fewer options available as well for other groups to go to.
Great. That's really useful to know. Thank you, Angela. Appreciate that. Next, I've got Terry Underwood. Hello, Terry.
Hello, nice to see everybody. I feel like a bit of an interloper, actually. I work for NHS Somerset as the Armed Forces lead. My colleague Rebecca's on the call as well. And we're very aware that the ICBs, the Integrated Care Boards, are clustering. And I believe we are clustering with Dorset, Bath, Swindon, Wiltshire. So it's really just for us to sort of come and have a look and see who else is out there that we potentially could be working with in the next few months and years going forward. So I lead on the health of the armed forces community, which currently in Somerset is around 50,000 people. That's serving personnel. We have 2 bases locally, and then families and children of serving personnel, and also veterans. We have a lot of veterans in the county. I would imagine you're very similar, that you have a lot settle in this lovely area of the world as well. Serving military don't usually require NHS care. Their healthcare is looked after within the bases. However, if they require specialist care, so maternity care, cancer services, and some other services, then that falls into our remit as well. And then veteran community, again, we have a big veteran population in Somerset, around 29,000-ish. And as they are, a lot of them are aging and often have military related injuries or health conditions. We pick up a lot of those as well. Around Somerset, we have 4 armed forces link workers who are like social prescribing link workers, but have all served in the military. We have 2 hubs, and we currently run 9 outreach sessions all around the county. Probably the closest one to your border is in Frome, and they are open to any member of the armed forces community who needs help and support, or just wants to come for a cup of tea and a chat. My colleagues put in the sort of where you can find some more information about what we do and what services we have to offer. So it's lovely to be here and to see and hear about all the other things happening in your locality, and I hope to be working with a lot of you very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. Did you want to add anything at all, Rebecca? I just want to be polite and invite you to speak if you wish. If not, then we'll move on to the next person. I can't see. I'm not hearing nothing from.
So I'm so sorry, I couldn't unmute myself, and I'm really sorry that I haven't got my camera on, but I'm working from home and my internet is dreadful. So
okay, Rebecca.
No, just to say what Terry said, really, it's lovely to be here and to meet you all, and hopefully we may well be working with you in the future. So
yeah, most welcome. And as I say, we have my colleague Alison Wells works on the community covenant for BANES Council, so I know she'll be looking back at the recording once it's up. So I'm sure she'll be in touch if there's anything more we can do to kind of link up there. Lovely, thank you very much. Okay, I'll move on now. I've got Zora next. Hello, Zora.
Oh, hi there. Hi everyone. Yeah, so my name is Zora. I'm an energy advisor with National Energy Action, and my colleague Jenny Crossley is on the call as well with us today. So National Energy Action is the national fuel poverty charity, and we've worked across England, Wales and Northern Ireland for over 40 years to ensure that everyone can afford to live in a warm and healthy home. Together with frontline practitioners, companies, regulators, and also the governments, National Energy Action works to support vulnerable clients, raise awareness, and achieve enduring change. And in terms of what that means in the fine print, So we do campaign for greater investment in energy efficiency and stronger protections for vulnerable households. In terms of advice and support, we provide practical guidance to households on managing energy costs and improving energy efficiency. And then also going further in terms of energy advice and casework, we offer simple tips to reduce energy use, improve insulation, make homes generally more energy efficient. And we also support households with supplier issues and provide access to decarbonisation and retrofit measures. In terms of fuel debt, we do kind of the guidance side of things in form of personalised help for people struggling with their energy bills. And if they do need in-depth debt advice and support, we work with PayPlan. I don't know if you know them. They're kind of similar to National Deadline or Step Change. Then in terms of income maximization, our in-house benefits team carries out eligibility checks and helps people access the support that they are entitled to, ensuring they can make the most of their income, really. And in terms of outreach, we do community projects and events. So we work closely with local communities and develop tailored initiatives to tackle fuel poverty. So kind of really getting into the nitty-gritty of what that specific community needs and what's available. So if you feel that your next community event would benefit from energy advice, please do drop myself or Jenny an email. We do cover loosely the southwest, so BANES, Bristol, also North Somerset, Gloucestershire, and all of those areas. And then lastly, if you feel like you need a bit more, if you're looking for some in-depth training, we do offer those tailored to frontline workers that work with people in fuel poverty or at risk of fuel poverty, focusing on not just the energy side of things, but also kind of the mental health and also health components that you might come across when working with people that are affected by fuel poverty. And so our trainings are really designed to give staff the knowledge and skills that they need to better support people in those vulnerable circumstances. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Zora. Did Jenny have anything further that she wanted to add at all?
What I can add to that is one of the things our training team does offer is if anybody works with young people, care leavers, people setting up homes for the first time, they offer a bespoke training piece for those young people on things like I'd set up a new home, the important energy efficient stuff that goes with that, so social tariffs for the water, setting up your energy account, all of that side of stuff for people that might not have had that support or knowledge given to them working at home. And one of the projects we're also doing is working with called Futures, which is specifically aimed at working with people with health issues and trying to sort of mitigate fuel poverty and energy inefficiency in properties for those with complex health needs. So if you're working with any of those groups, we would love to hear from you and take that forward. Okay.
Thanks, Jenny. Lovely. Next I've got Melissa. Hi, Melissa. How are you today?
Hi, I'm so sorry. I had a feeling I'd be typing and you would call me. I'm doing very well. As always, it is such a pleasure to join this meeting and just to see all the support. It's just simply amazing. I'm thrilled, if I may sort of be a bit selfish, to see a couple of ladies that are on the call that I very much look forward to connecting with from the NHS. But I am with SAFA. Senior Statutory Grants Officer, and I support the Southwest region. And quite frankly, looking very much to connect, with really everyone and anyone that wants to support the armed forces. There's a lot of awareness that needs to be done in terms of how we can better support our beneficiaries and also really improve the care pathway. and finding ways to improve that and hopefully reduce strain from statutory services. So please, anyone feel free to get in touch with me to ask questions. And, you know, it's about collaboration, isn't it? Just us supporting one another and getting together to best support the beneficiaries. So thank you for having me.
Thank you, Melissa. Pleasure to have you along. And as I say, anything that you need from us, I've popped our email address in the chat there, so please get in touch if needs be. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kate Marshall, hello.
Hiya. So I work with Melissa with SAFA, so the Armed Forces Charity, and my role is Community Engagement Manager for the Southwest. So really, the next year or so, we're kind of stepping up our game, if you like, to raise awareness of the support SAFA can offer those in the armed forces now, those who have recently left the forces, and then also older veterans as well. So a whole kind of plethora of support we can offer. What we're really kind of focusing on in BANES area in Somerset is kind of reigniting our volunteer groups, reigniting the awareness, and like Melissa kind of hinted towards, is we just want to do as much as we can to reach those potential beneficiaries and be in that signpost kind of agency, if you like, of finding where the support is, the funds, and then finding where the people who need the support, connecting them together so everyone can kind of reach their potential. So hopefully we can kind of work together and reach out. And I have to say, Tony, I'm hopefully will be attending the recruitment volunteer kind of fair in October. My diary is free. I will be coming along and hopefully seeing what can happen there. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank
We
you,
look forward
Kate.
to seeing you. It will be a really great day.
Definitely. And I think both Kate and Melissa, I think it's really important that point that you make about kind of making things really sort of transparent for people to know how to capture people who are from the armed forces, and making sure that those mechanisms are in place there at the front end of services, so that those people can be picked up and treated with the dignity and respect that they need. So no, really glad to have you on the call. Thank you. Lovely. I think I've got Anne Donaghy next. Hello, Anne.
Hi. Sorry I was a bit late. I'm kind of covering support line this morning, so if I do suddenly have to disappear, that's why.
Of course.
So I work at the Carers Centre in Bath. We are a charity that support people who are in a caring role for family and friends. We have been a beneficiary of one of the organisations here that has supported us with a bit of funding, so thank you very much. You know who you are. So my role, I'm part of the support team, so we, I guess, do quite a lot of the direct communication with carers. So we have a free phone support line that carers can call with any questions they might have about anything to do with their caring role, and often things that are completely separate, but they come to us because they're not sure where else to go, and we do our best to answer if we can. A lot of that can be sort of emotional support, because a lot of carers are finding things difficult. We can also kind of help talk them through how the system works, so how things should happen out there, how to get support put in place, that kind of thing. It might be talking about how to get needs assessments done for the person that they're caring for. It also could be signposting to activities for themselves as a carer, or for the person that they're caring for potentially. We do a lot of work around supporting people who are struggling financially at the moment. So one of my colleagues, Charlie, is working on a project called Carer Money Matters. He is an energy advisor, and I think I know I had suggested him getting in touch with Jenny, I think at some point, and I believe that the link may have been made a while back, so hopefully that happened. But he can talk to carers about their home energy use, potentially helping them find grants for things like energy improvements in the house, and also just doing kind of general checks to make sure that they're all getting all the kind of support that they're entitled to around benefits and things like that. We have a number of grants that we can also put people forward for. So we have our own, at the moment, we have our own internal grant fund, and it's relatively easy for people to apply for once they're, carers with us, registered carers with us. We can help people with things like supermarket vouchers, money towards energy, utility costs, council tax, that kind of thing. So if you are working with carers, first of all, make sure they're registered with us and encourage them to register if they're not. But if they're struggling financially, encourage them to talk to us about things like that, because we can help. Wider organisation, we also have a activities program, so it's called the Wellbeing Program. There are all sorts of things going on in that, really all sorts. So if any of you are carers yourselves, please consider registering, because you might really fancy coming along to a falconry session, or a trip to Laycock, or paddle boarding, or a book group, or belly dancing. There's all sorts. I do like to think that whatever someone's tastes are, we would be able to find something that they would like, because there's a real range. A lot of them are kind of one-off things, or maybe like short courses. We had a really good like flower arranging course where they were learning how to make really professional looking bouquets over a course of several weeks. We've had things like yoga, mindfulness. We have trips out. We have some information sessions about things like power of attorney, writing a will, stuff that might be useful to carers. We've got regular groups like gardening, book group, walking. And then we have what are called carer cafes. So they're a bit more focused on the sort of social side and helping people connect and get away from maybe the isolation that can happen when you're in a caring role. So they are scattered about in BANES in different places. Some of them you can bring the person that you're caring for along with you. Some of them are just for the carer themselves. We've got one that is focused for parent carers. We also have some that are specifically for people caring for someone with dementia. There's a whole load of different things, basically. It's all free. It's free to register. So basically, once people are registered with us, they can then access whatever they find useful, whether that's talking to us on the support line or whether that's coming along to activities and things like that. So it's all there, and it's get the word out to people, basically, so that they can access it, really.
Thank you, Anne. That was a really comprehensive summary there. That's really useful to know.
And I should say we also have young carers. I always forget to say, because I don't work with them so directly, but we also have a young carers service working with 5+ young carers as well. So if you know families, often families might have multiple carers within the family because they're often caring for each other in different ways or caring for siblings. So again, we can get the young carers registered and they can do activities and things like that with us as well. So
perfect. Thank you. Yeah, not to be forgotten. Thank you very much. I just wanted to mention that we as council, each year we launch a set of awards for our community, and we work with our chair of the council, and we're due to hopefully launch by the end of October and we'll be welcoming nominations, and we'll be doing, I think it's 6 or 7 categories this year. It will be doing a civic ceremony, a very small ceremony with the chair that will take place before the changeover of the chair in April time in 2026. So we would welcome as many nominations for those wonderful people in the community that are doing great work once we launch. But I'll be able to give more of an update in our November meeting on how to vote, how to take part in that. And I know with one of the awards, the Charity of the Year. We're going to do a shortlist because it's the most applied for nomination that we get, and then we're going to let the public have their say on the winner for that particular award this year. So we'll keep you posted. We'll get our website up to date in the next few weeks, and we'll communicate with everyone about how to take part in those awards, because they're always a lovely bunch of stories that come through every year, and some very well-deserving organisations and individuals that we like to make sure get recognised for the work they're doing. I've not included Dave Dixon, who's my colleague and the manager for community corporate engagement team today, because he's got a very sore throat. And he didn't really couldn't really speak earlier today when I spoke to him. So I just didn't know whether you wanted to say a couple of words, Dave, or if you're happy just to finish up.
Yeah,
finish up.
It won't be very much, I promise you. Just a very quick thing about the Community Wellbeing Hub, which I'm sure quite a lot of you are aware of. Obviously 38 partners with the council and Rivium, our software providers. We're running at around 1,000 referrals a month at the moment, so that's around 500 to 600 individual people across Bath and North East Somerset. Interestingly, I see, I'm obviously listening to people from NHS in Somerset, and the Integrated Care Board is obviously going to take in Somerset, and it's going to take in Dorset. We are, because we crunch the numbers and we know geographically where people are coming from, we are actually taking quite a few people every month from Somerset, who are either going into the Royal United Hospital that way, or they're being referred, or they're self-referring. So there are links that we're going to be trying to make as part of the wider Integrated Care Board with some of our facilities and opportunities that we offer for people across the border in Somerset. It's just a question about finding out who our oppos are in Somerset in particular, and then getting in touch with them. So that's something for the future. But at the moment, the Community Wellbeing Hub, 5.5 years we've been going now. We're funded through the Better Care Fund, supported by the council, and HCRG, who do a lot of the adult social care stuff. And basically, we're just, like I said, we're looking to just grow what we currently offer, and we're also looking to improve the offer for the under 25s in particular, because the younger cohort have got issues and things coming forward, and it's just a question about how we deal with them. And then just finally, just interestingly, we can crunch the numbers around geography, so even down to a ward-based area, so we know from ward to ward where the particular issues are, and actually we know what people are referring themselves into, so we can not only look at wards, we can also look at individual areas of need as they appear, and it will not surprise any of you here, I think, to know that 25% of the referrals are around mental health and well-being. And I better stop now, because otherwise I'm just going to run out of voice. But if anybody's got any questions, I'll try and answer them. Otherwise, I'll just email me and I'll type them for you. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you. It just goes without saying, thanks for giving up your time and coming along and sharing your updates with us today. It's always a pleasure to see everybody, and we're always keen to welcome as many people along to these meetings as possible. So please share with your colleagues and your networks if you feel that they would benefit from coming along and taking part. I just wanted to check, were there any other questions that haven't been answered or anyone wanted to ask before we finish for today? Just make a quick look. I've got loads of information. Sorry, Melissa.
I'm sorry, one quick question. I think I saw something about a training or sort of a walkthrough of the Wellbeing Hub. Did I see that?
There was.
Or was I seeing things?
Pop the link in for the website, and I think Dave just popped his email address in. So if you wanted something more specific, I know Dave would welcome the opportunity to either meet with you at the hub in Peasdown or set up a Teams call to talk through in more detail about what the aims and goals are of the Wellbeing Hub. So there's such a lot going on all the time, and it's always constantly updating with the partners that we're working with. So you'd be more than welcome, Melissa, if you wanted to engage with us on that.
Okay, fantastic. I think it would be really helpful, and Kate and I can connect. But for the volunteers and whatnot, caseworkers in the area, to make use of it would be super. Okay, will do. Thank you.
Fantastic, lovely. Well, as I say, lovely to see you all, and I'll give you a little bit of time back now, and hope to see you at the November meeting, if not before. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you all.
everyone.
Bye bye.
Thank
you very
you.
much.
Bye.